My name's Sandra Mallon, and this is Social Wonders. Today I'm going to talk to you about PBIS, Positive Behavior Intervention and Supports, and the role of applied behavioral analysis in PBIS. PBIS is a systematic, evidence-based approach. We use well-defined outcomes with strong components of data analysis, positive practice, as well as well-developed systems. It's also critical that it's culturally relevant to each school site. So what works for one school is not going to work for another. There's a three-tiered approach with PBIS: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary preventions are used for all students. Behavioral expectations are set up on the onset prior to problem behavior. There's positive behavior supports in each classroom. Each classroom needs to have almost a family feel. That's how I feel when I'm in my classroom every day. The secondary approach is designed for at-risk students. We either do our interventions either with an individual or sometimes with small groupings that have similar needs. One of the most critical parts of secondary interventions is to look at skill deficits to reduce either escape behavior or attention-seeking behavior in the classroom. Often a student would rather be the bad kid than the student who doesn't know what's happening in class. This happens all too often. The third layer is when students are experiencing school failure. And that could be either behaviorally, academically, or functionally. On this stage, we look at teaching appropriate replacement behavior for antisocial behaviors. This is also the stage where we may implement some punishment procedures. What we also do is we also examine prosocial behaviors that are currently within their repertoire, and we increase opportunities to engage the prosocially. For instance, if there's a student that's struggling that really enjoys working with kids, we might want to set up that situation to happen. At the school that I'm currently working at, we have pathways, and that allows students to really focus on areas of interest and really grow. It's a very interesting approach. There are 7 dimensions in ABA, and I'm going to take you through each one. The first dimension is behavior. It's critical that we define the behavior that we want to change. We also need to be certain that we're looking at changing the behavior of the individual, not the observer. What I mean by that is let's just look at a situation where students are suspended. A lot of schools take data on the number of suspensions each year. This is observer behavior, not student behavior. The second dimension is applied. And with applied, we are making sure that there will be significant improvement in the quality of life for each student. The third dimension is technological. With technological, I don't mean iPads, computers. What I mean is the science. What's done in one situation can be replicated in another situation with the same results. The next one is that it's analytical. In analytic, we look at the functional relationship between the behavior and the consequence. Essentially, what is the student getting out of their behavior? And sometimes the same behavior may have different functions depending on the student. For example, if a student is insulting his teacher in class and gets sent out, that may function as an escape to avoid doing work. If a different student is insulting the teacher and other students are laughing, the function of that behavior may be attention. So our approaches for both of these students need to be different. The next one is generality, which means that the behavior occurs in a variety of environments once it's taught, and it also will last. The last dimension is effective. With effective, we can see valid results that prosocial behavior is increasing, problem behavior is decreasing. Thank you for joining me today at Social Wonders. Please leave comments below, and I look forward to talking to you again.